Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. Looks like my normal session at 7:30 with Jonathan Twomley is not going to happen. So I thought what I would do before we continue with one rental at a time interviews is just have a casual conversation with you. As I shared in the daily financial news, the CPI reading, the inflation reading was all kinds of bad, month on month, year on year, headline, core was all kinds of bad. Kind of talks about wage inflation, rent inflation, all of those things. I think this means uh, kind of the talk track of the rate. The Fed's going to go higher, they're going to go faster, and I believe they will stay there longer. I want to take today's reading, twist it into the bigger story, and then I want you and I to step back and look for opportunity. We talked yesterday about the tree of fear and the forest of opportunity. Well, today's CPI reading, probably the reaction in the stock market, crypto market, lending market, real estate market, all markets are going to go bad. Excuse me. Fear is rising. Fear is rising. It is natural. The headlines are going to get worse. One thing I remember from the 08 crash and the Great Recession, the dot-com crash, is just the negative news never seemed to end. And I want to remind you, there's the need to be aware, which is what I try to do every day, and we try to share on this channel. There's the need to protect oneself, one's family. We've talked about getting prepared for a recession for the last 6 or 9 months. But I do want to remind you, I forget who said it, where there's great fear, there's great opportunity. So I would ask you to step back from the tree of fear and realize that there's going to be a forest of opportunity out there. The ability to do creative financing in real estate, the next 2 years could seriously be the best 2 years for creative financing. Probably not since 1980, 81, 82. This is the time, I believe, Carlton Sheets, Robert Allen, kind of the OGs, if you will, of creative financing cut their teeth where they made their money. I think creative financing is going to be extremely powerful, but you've got to do it the right way. One thing I don't want to see people taken advantage of. When I think about creative financing, there are really two ways this could go. For me, creative financing in a world of 7, 8, 9% mortgages, you are either going to be you're going to be dealing with a seller that must sell, right? Not want to. If you want to sell, you're just going to keep the house. You're going to wait till spring, see what happens. In the next 6 months, people are going to need to sell. And I think there will be two types. They're going to be the real estate owners who have equity, but they want out. It's a second home. They want to move across the country, whatever it is. Owners with equity are going to have two choices. They're either going to take a monster haircut, which really no one wants to do, or they could be open to a seller finance deal where they are essentially the bank. If you've been watching my channel, you know that that's something I'm actively trying to market to. Adam from the Hub is working 3 days a week, 4 hours a day to try to find an opportunity for that. So I think that will happen. I think if you're out there looking for sellers with equity, you can structure a deal where you give them their price, but they give you your terms. I think those transactions will be very much win-win. Everybody will be happy. I'm going to feel good about doing 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. But then there's the other side. The other side of the equation are for sellers who don't have equity, but they have a divorce, a job transfer, something in their life went bad and they just bought a home and they need out. I have this sneaky suspicion, this uncomfortable suspicion that there is going to be a lot of bad actors in real estate. If you find a seller who has no equity but wants out, there is a right way and a whole bunch of wrong ways to help them. I'm very nervous about unscrupulous people taking advantage of people and not doing the right thing. I will admit right here, right now, I have no idea how to do it. I need to learn. I need to invest. I need to figure out how to do these correctly. Whether maybe it's an assumption with a VA and an FHA loan, whether it's something called a novation, whether it's sub 2. Again, I am not your Huckleberry. I don't know how to do these. I've never done them. I know they're out there. I've talked to people in Fresno in the last 3 weeks. They've been getting calls, one from a divorce, 2 from job transfers. And they want out. They need help. Their house isn't selling. So do me a favor. Don't be that person who takes advantage of someone and doesn't do it correctly. There is a right way. I'm not here to tell you I know what the right way is, because I don't, but I'm going to learn. We're going to learn together. Next, as I've been talking about the stock market, I am clearly not a stock guy. If you've watched my channel for a long time, I haven't done anything for 15 years. I bought one stock a couple weeks ago, my first tranche or my first basket. I have long suspected that the S&P 500 would revisit or would hit 3,200. You can go back and listen to Dan and Taylor and I talk about 3,200. Might be a point for me to enter. I think we took down 3,500 today, so 3,200 may be coming sooner than I expected. But again, great opportunity lives behind great fear, and there's lots of reasons to be fearful. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to do this quick message. I wanted you to understand what's going on, but also realize that there's going to be a lot of opportunity out there. So be prepared. I don't know if you can hear that leaf blower, but apparently the gardeners have shown up. So I'm going to cut this off. You have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.